The Who's Been Popcast. I am the entrepreneur who struggles daily to overcome the conformity effects of my education. I believe that nonconformity is probably mistaken as ADHD, and thankfully conformity was handled physically and not medically back when I was in school. The POP, as in Popcast, is an acronym for all entrepreneurs. The P is for passion, and that is how we attract and inspire others. The O is for obsession, and obsession is the only way you can stay on a constantly moving and often obscure target. And the second P is for perseverance, because the entrepreneur's journey is so darn hard and it's filled with tearful, sleepless nights. All entrepreneurs need to arm themselves with these three unrelenting values. 1, manage your resources so you can have cash flow. 2, follow up so that you can truly appreciate the value others add. And 3, never waver from making everything you touch awesome and impressive. Welcome to the Who's Been Popcast. I'm just going to go ahead and get started today. In the first place, I'd like to start, Evelyn. This is my co-host, Evelyn. Evelyn's 1 year old. She'll be 2 on May 22nd, so less time than it would take to send something off to collections. Accounts receivable. It's a business joke, maybe. Let me start by sharing one of my screens, and I've always called this the sacred scroll, and my older kids, I used to make them read it every day. And it was a quote that somebody turned me on to years ago from Calvin Coolidge. It's not quite up yet. Let's give it a moment. Evelyn, say hi. The camera's over there right now. Hi. Go ahead. There you go. Okay. And I've got this little box here. I'm Ben. I think I am. These are different camera positions to make things more interesting. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Well, a couple of things. When I was in school, I was trained that you just say men when you think about mankind or person. And second of all, omnipotent. I had to look that one up. Wow, that's like an extremely strong word, omnipotent. Anyhow, there's a lot in that statement. Thank you for listening. Not that we're over yet. We're just getting started. Where do we begin? I wrote an intro the other day, or yesterday actually. I've been working on it for some time. I find that writing is rewriting. I've heard that Ernest Hemingway would rewrite sentences 50 times, sometimes. Maybe not all sentences. Never would have gotten a book done, huh? And just going to flip on my iPad because that's where I wrote it. And tell me what you think. The Who's Been Popcast. I am the entrepreneur who struggles daily to overcome the conformity effects of my education. I believe that nonconformity is probably mistaken as ADHD, and thankfully, conformity was handled physically and not medically back when I was in school. The POP, as in Popcast, is an acronym. The first P is for passion, and that is how you attract and inspire others. The O is for obsession, and that is how... Let me say that one again. The O is for obsession, and obsession is the only way you can stay on a constantly moving and often obscure target. And the second P is for perseverance. Because the journey is so darn hard and filled with tearful, sleepless nights. I also recommend that you master these three values. 1, manage your resources so you have cash flow. 2, Follow up so that you can truly appreciate the value that others add. And 3, never waver from making things better. Lot said there. The other thing I totally believe here, I got this like board. This is kind of fun. I can switch around to different ones. Hi, everybody. Evelyn, say hi to everybody up there. Yeah, it's up there this time, honey. There you go. Up there. Camera's up. There you go. There you go. Okay. So the other thing, I'm kind of opinionated sometimes, and sometimes what I say is right. I believe that if we reach 80%, we've got everything. I mean, 80% really is everything. And I believe we spend too much time splitting hairs on stuff that's just not important. And the things that really are important, we don't put enough attention into. You don't have to get everything right. You just need to get the things that matter right. And another thing it's taken me a lifetime to understand is that almost everything that is just almost like common knowledge about whatever is wrong. It's all wrong. I just totally believe that and know it, and the more that I dig into something, I'm able to see it. And this morning I spent time thinking about the idea of anecdotal evidence. And I remember the first time that word came up, I was in a debate with my roommate in college, and he said, you've got anecdotal evidence. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it just means it's my own personal experiences. And I've thought about that, and I was like, I was reading an article the other day about medicine, and that back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that medicine was more just based on opinion and not on scientific data, which would be done through studies. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's very interesting, because of all of the situations. Hi. Say hi again, Evelyn. Yeah. No, don't touch the computer, sweetie. Yeah. The computer, we need the computer. That's what's recording us right now. Of all of the situations where we think about anecdotal evidence and we dismiss it too quickly, I think, it's important to get that quick, quote, acid test. Acid test means that we're just looking at something quickly to see if it makes sense. A lot of times that's what has to get us the direction and get us to pay attention to what matters. Getting a bunch of evidence together, first of all, it has to be the right kind of evidence. It has to be the right direction for that evidence.